That's the Oscar, that's the Tony, and that's BAFTA.
We've seen her work in more than 100 films and dozens of Broadway shows. She's dressed everyone from Robin Williams to Matt Damon to Meryl Streep.
Sophie's going to have an absolutely beautiful wedding, right?
But though Ann Roth is considered one of America's top costume designers, she prefers that you don't pay much attention to her or her work.
What's the best thing someone could say about costumes that you've designed?
Well, it depends. If it's an audience member, they just love the show, and that's good for me.
Would I have this as carefully bowed at 7:30 in the morning?
Probably not.
But actors like Glenn Close count on Roth to create the perfect costume.
It can do that.
Yeah.
It can do.
Just look at the detail on this robe worn by the upper-class country club type Close plays in a new Broadway production of Edward Albee's A Delicate Balance. John Lithgow co-stars.
When you see the first outfit that he...
Is she going to say something terrible?
Well, no, he seems a little bit goofy.
My father dressed like that.
Uh-oh.
Rita.
What were you going for?
Well, a guy who is comfortable at 65 years old, probably, living where he does with his own club and his own gang, and nobody's ever said those are goofy pants to him. He likes them.
She's formidable. The conversations in the fitting rooms with Ann are the first times the character has all come together.
Now, you and Ann have quite a history.
Yes.
When was the first time she did a costume for you?
About 8 years old,
And
7 or 8, and I was mustard seed in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
In fact, A Delicate Balance is a reunion for John Lithgow, Glenn Close, and Ann Roth, who all worked together on the 1982 film The World According to Garp, where Roth dressed Lithgow as a transgendered woman.
I had a great pair of hands.
And she had to build my body even, the hips and the breasts, and she said, I thought, you know, Ann, aren't these awfully big, these breasts? And she said, I'm thinking Julia Child.
They thought it was too.
At age 83, Roth is known for getting it right. Her New York studio is filled with posters, drawings,
This is where they keep stuff.
and costumes for productions like The Book of Mormon. Roth started out as an assistant in the 1950s. Soon, she was a full-fledged costume designer on major films like Midnight Cowboy in 1969. She created signature looks for Jon Voight and Dustin Hoffman, but one of the big problems was that Brenda Vaccaro didn't want to do her nude scene.
And I bought this red fox coat for $200. And I told Brenda not to worry, that she wouldn't have to lie there naked. How could you not fall in love with a naked girl in a fur coat?
No surprise that the director gave Ann Roth her way.
I want to talk about your reputation for a minute.
Oh,
Because
all by yourself you'll be talking about it.
people use words like formidable.
That's nice.
that
That
a
means
good word?
bossy. No, it's not nice. Would you say it's nice?
How do you see yourself?
I think I'm darling. I would say that I am very, very kind and understanding with actors. When they take their clothes off in the fitting room, they are at the most vulnerable anybody could possibly be.
Actors just tend to adore her. She's on their side.
Roth spends much of her time far from the bright lights of Hollywood and Broadway.
We are in
Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania.
It's here that she and her late husband raised their daughter, and where Roth keeps her vast research library, huge volumes just for the military uniforms in the Civil War epic Cold Mountain.
Where the jackets were made, where the wool was woven, where the wool was dyed, where it was washed.
Why did you need to know that?
Because you do. I mean, you can't not know it.
As the archive of her sketches shows, every detail matters to Roth. She even convinced Nicole Kidman to wear a prosthetic nose so she'd look more like writer Virginia Woolf in The Hours.
When she didn't have that nose, she was this adorable person from Australia.
What do you think it says about her that she so willingly did that?
She is an actress who will do just anything to find the character. She is good. She is really good.
There is, of course, a shelf of awards. An Oscar for The English Patient in 1997. Roth won a Tony in 2013 for The Nance, starring Nathan Lane, one of her favorite actors, who had the gall to turn down Roth's suggestion that he wear a corset during the show.
He is a treasure. He is a national treasure. But he is not a piece of cake. I'll say that. In the fitting room, oh God.
These days, Roth has more work than she can handle. A new film for Meryl Streep, and three new shows running on Broadway. But Ann Roth has no interest in resting on her laurels.
What's your view of this career you have had?
Well, it's not finished. That's the big thing. I want something overwhelming, something knock you out, something new.
And you just know she's going to get it.